Hello, everybody. Well, my question for today is this. Do you believe in haunted places? Do you believe in haunted places? Well, normally I would say no, but I'm going to tell you of a couple of things that I've experienced myself. So this is going to be a video instead of a short because it's going to be a little bit longer than they allow for a short or a reel. But anyway, when I used to live in Texas, I lived in this house in the country in a little community that was called Shady Shores. And Shady Shores used to be a little settlement there, and they had a public swimming pool. Well, as years went by, that old swimming pool was covered in, and there was a house built on top of it. And they poured a concrete foundation over top of that swimming pool. I didn't know that it was there, when I moved into it. I found out later. But anyway, there was a little house built on top of that swimming pool, and I rented that house. Well, all the time, we had a very long driveway, and it was gravel. And you had to pull a little ways up, to get to the house. And we could have friends over. We could have friends over eating dinner. We could have friends over playing cards. That, they would hear a car pull up and say, well, it sounds like you got company. And I'd say, no, there ain't nobody out there. And they'd say, I heard the car door shut. I know there's somebody out there. And they'd get up and go look out. And there would be nobody. There would be no new car. There would be nobody to slam that door. But we would hear it. And when we first moved in, we heard it all the time. And I'd always look out to see who it was going to be. And then it just kind of became a joke in the family. Yeah, it's just people coming to swim. Several people were drowned in that pool, and that's why they closed it down, is what I had been told later. Anyway, I thought that was very strange. Happened the whole time that we lived there. The whole time that we lived there. It was the weirdest thing. And then also, we lived in a house in Springdale where my parents had lived, and there was this man that used to live in the street behind him, and they'd cut through the fence row, through the garden, and come up and visit Mom and Daddy. He was an old man. He always wore a ball cap. He'd come over like every morning. They'd be sitting at the breakfast table eating, and they'd see old Jake walk around the house. You'd see his cap on the window just going by, and they'd be waiting on the knock on the door. Never came. And this was after Jake had died. They would still see that ball cap going by. And that was a strange thing. A very strange thing. But anyway, there's been some weird things that's happened to me that makes me wonder. I mean, I know that when you die, you're dead and you're not coming back to earth to haunt anything. But I don't know. I'm thinking familiar spirits, maybe. I don't even know. But I'm just curious what you think about it. Do you believe that there's haunting or familiar spirits roaming around this earth? I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think and why you think it. I'd be interested to know. Tell me your story. Tell me all about it, every detail. Bye.